Hey y'all, the podcast you're listening to is brought to you by TomandBunny.com. Our podcasts are for adults over the age of 18. If you are under 18, we ask that you turn off our channel. What you're about to hear is our personal opinions and what works for us in the swingers lifestyle. What works for us may or may not work for you, and there is no right or wrong way that you should participate in the swinging lifestyle. Our podcast and videos give people a better understanding of our lifestyle and how we choose to live it.
We invite you to follow us on our social media where we post fun photos and other lifestyle-related topics. We can be found on both Twitter and Instagram under the screen name @TomandBunny. All of our videos, as well as our other podcasts, can be found on our website. Go to www.TomandBunny.com. You should make your own decisions on the level of participation if you choose to become involved in this lifestyle. Have fun, play safe, and enjoy our podcast. It's pretty sad when we have to do such a long intro as a disclaimer that this for entertainment and our opinions. We don't want anyone injecting themselves with Lysol or anything like that. So that's why our intro is so long. We do apologize about that.
Legalities, but look, I keep going back farther so you can see my shirt.
I think I see boobs. So your shirt looks crooked on the screen. You got to kind of adjust that sucker.
Everything is bigger in Texas.
Everything is huge in Texas. So if you are listening to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google, or podcast sites anywhere around the world, we are doing this live, not live, semi-live, recorded, but we are doing it on video so you could see Bunny's shirt and you could see the people we're talking to. And we are starting a whole new format where we actually are bringing on experts, club owners, and anyone we feel that benefits the lifestyle.
So you get a double whammy. You can either listen to it as a podcast or you can go on and watch it as a video.
Exactly. So check out TomandBunny.com. We'll have the video on there along with our podcast. Check out YouTube or any of your podcast sites if you don't care to see us. So we have a special guest today.
We do. We have... I get to have a three-way with Toms, with the Toms.
With the Toms. We have Tom, the owner of Texas Players Club, and that's TexasPlayers.com. And we're going to bring him on to ask him some questions about how he's coping with the pandemic and what he intends to do and what he's been doing to subsidize the income, because being closed and running a 10,000 square foot club has got to be daunting.
Yeah. And most people out there, they don't understand what is involved in it. So they just think, it's just my local club. They'll be there when I get back.
Right. And I just can't imagine having to pay all those expenses.
No.
I mean, we're furloughed right now, so we only got our little bit of bills. He has a house payment and the club and everything.
Yeah.
So I want to welcome Tom. I'm going to bring him on the screen real slow here. And hey, Tom, how are you doing?
Hey guys, how are y'all?
We are doing good. We're doing good. You like that intro?
That's really good, yeah.
But
I really like Bunny's shirt.
I love Bunny's shirt. You gave that to her about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
But and like I told her then, I said I have visitation rights on that logo. So
absolutely.
That's why it's strategically placed.
The only problem is she doesn't wear it when we're all naked in your pool. So we brought you on because, we're getting asked a lot of questions because a lot of people knew we ran our own club, and we don't have all the answers anymore. We have answers on tourism and travel, but we don't have club back end stuff. And you might not even have the answers because a lot of people are getting their answers off the news, and depending on what source you listen to is depending on the news that you get. But one of the things is right now, you have been feeling the impact for how long at Players Club?
About 60 days now.
60 days. And
you were being in Texas, you were one of the last ones to close.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We don't have, thankfully we don't have the infection rate that a lot of places do. So we were one of the fewer ones to close.
Now, for our guests are all over the world. So give them a synopsis of what Texas Players is and how long you've been in business and what they can expect by coming to your club.
Well, Players is, we started Players in 1999, and we built it up over the years. It started off as a hobby, and then soon took off on its own direction as like a monster. And we've grown it, and we went to 2 locations and then back down to 1 after some health issues made me reevaluate a few things. And so now we run a 10,000 square foot club. We're open 3 nights a week, Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, and we have members from all over the country and all over the world. We have a lot of visitors from Mexico every weekend. Being in the 7th largest city in the country, San Antonio is a big destination, so we get visitors all the time.
Now, two thoughts on that is when you get visitors, you are in a destination location. San Antonio, you got the Alamo, you got the Riverwalk, so people can go to those during the day and then go to your club at night. And I think you mentioned like you have a Air Force base or a military base.
Right. Yeah, we still have 2 Air Force bases and a Army base and another Army post. All the Air Force cadets go through Lackland Air Force Base down here in San Antonio. And so we get regularly during graduation, we're going to see the parents. They're going to go to the graduation, and then they're going to come over to the club at night.
Nice.
Of course they are. They got to get away from all that family and have fun on their own.
Right. Now, how does one go to Texas Players? You want to refer to as Texas Players because it's TexasPlayers.com, or do you just want to be called Players Club?
That's one of the problems. It's like the Players Club is owned by Marv Griffin, and it's like you're trying to get that URL, 20 years ago was like almost impossible.
And going
so
to any
we
casino.
had to get Texas Players, and but the club is Players Club, and like I said, we had one in Austin for a while, and we had one in San Antonio. So we had Players SATX, and then Players ATX for Austin, Texas, but it's the URL is Texas spelled out, and then TexasPlayers.com. Yeah.
Nice. Now, can somebody just walk in and join, or do they have to pre-sign up online?
We can do it either way. We have we've developed with some people. We've developed a website that you can do everything online and then confirm it when you come in. You'll be electronically signing our membership agreement, everything else, providing your information. Or when you come in, there's a kiosk and you can put that information in there. You don't have to call ahead of time. You don't have to make arrangements to have voice confirmation and things like that. We're legally operating. We're licensed by the city. We're licensed by the state. We collect sales tax. We, pay our taxes. We have insurance and workman's comp and all that stuff. So we're a completely legit legal club, operating. And so you can just walk in off the street. And as long as you agree to abide by our membership agreement and present yourself, membership committee will review it, and if there's no real big issues, it's not a problem. You can always visit on your first night.
Now, one of the things that me and Bunny ran a club, and people always say something about open to the public and everything, and our office technically was open to the public because you had to come in there to sign the membership application and everything. But once you passed the doors, you had to be a bona fide member. You couldn't even use the bathroom, or we wouldn't even let them use the bathroom without being a paid bona fide member at our club.
Right.
Yeah, that's correct. Because one of the things that you're going to do is you're going to sign an agreement that what you see here stays here. It's a lot like Vegas inside of that club.
Right. Now, during the pandemic, we talked the very first on that you've been closed for 60 days.
Yeah.
What have you been doing in the interim because it has to cost a fortune to run a 10,000 square foot nightclub that has not one person. It's like the NASCAR race today. The attendance was 0.
Well, we were able to negotiate with our landlord to where we would just pay triple net, but triple net is like property taxes, insurance, things like that. That's always in there. He's not getting any profit off the deal, but he's not losing any money. We're paying it because it's just the right thing to do.
That is nice.
But it's still a lot of money that we're not getting anything in. We do have we installed on our private website, our servers, a video chat room similar to what we're using now, but it's only on our server, so people can't break into it. And so we've been hosting virtual swinger parties and things like that for our members, and they have to be a member and have a profile on our website. And that allows them to get on there. So a lot of them have been utilizing that to stay in touch with their friends.
Which helps subsidize Players Club.
Right.
Because you still got
it's not
bills
much.
to pay.
We're not charging. Yeah, we're not charging for the use of that, but you do have to make sure that your membership is active. So all we've been getting is membership fees while we've been closed.
Well, I saw, and we did a podcast. I know Bunny's not. I'm doing all the talking because I got a lot of questions. I saw that you did a membership drive. And
I did do a membership drive.
We actually told, because of you, we actually got on our podcast and we said, hey, you know what? That's the greatest thing in the world. Call your local clubs and see if they're doing any kind of specials to help offset it.
Yeah, we had a couple of members say, hey, we want to do a GoFundMe or stuff like that. And it's like, no, I don't want charity out of the deal. But what I will do is I'll offer you a lifetime membership. You still have to pay the door fees or something like that, but you won't have to worry about paying an annual membership or a monthly recurring fee or something like that. And so we've done that, and we've been very successful with that, and that helped to fund it. So we have, and it helps that we've been here for 20 years. It's not like we're going to be here and gone tomorrow. A lot of bars are in trouble. And
they are.
They may not be open.
And a lot of the newer swing clubs, lifestyle clubs.
Yeah. We're being politically correct.
But also, too, with the online virtual parties, that keeps your members close so they can see at least see each other's faces and have that communication open. So that way, when you do open, they're going to really definitely come out so they can actually social distance with their friends. Actually, we're huggers in this lifestyle.
Right. We're a social group, all of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how this whole pandemic is going to be, because we're seeing on Facebook a lot of people arguing. Some people are saying you got to wear masks for the rest of your life from this point on without knowing all the facts. And then you got other people saying, I'm not going to wear a mask if you put a gun to my head.
Right.
And it depends. And that's where I actually did a little survey on that too. And I said, do you think people should wear a mask? And literally it was 50-50.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just couldn't understand. Like me, I'm deaf. We talked about that on my Facebook page. And I said, I read lips. I hear people, but it doesn't compute until I actually read the lips so I could see what they're saying. Not hear what they're saying, but see it. And when they have a mask on, I just went back into the deaf ages.
Well, it's not just you, Tom. It's like, I have the same issue. I think everybody tends to, if you're looking at somebody's face, that helps you, because it's like, I have to turn on the closed circuit deal on the TV every once in a while because I can't understand what people see if I can't see their mouth. And it's like, so I think that's with a lot of people.
But like I was talking about too, like with the social distancing in this lifestyle, we don't shake hands. So we're not going to fist bump. We're not going to elbow bump. We're going to hug people. So that throws a whole different.
And what if someone becomes very paranoid and you used to hug them before and you go back to a club scene? Let's just say we go into a Players Club and we see an old friend and we go and hug them. Next thing you know, they flip out going, oh my God, you just touched me.
But yet you're going to go to the black playrooms here in a few minutes.
You're going to go to the black playrooms with your mask on.
Well, I think it's probably going back to swinging 101. It's like we're going to have to start all over again. And so it's like, we always preach the ask before touching deal. So it's going to have to be the same thing, even with your old friends. It's like, come up to them and say, can I hug you, or are we not there yet?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Now, like I just mentioned, it's going to be very interesting to see people in the playrooms, bona fide, going at it and having masks on. It's it's not a visual I really think would be very erotic.
Yeah, we're going to promote doggy style as the new social distancing.
Right. I literally just saw on my Twitter feed some ads for some erotic videos, and they're doing videos now with mask on.
Yeah.
I think that this is the time that you should start selling BDSM masks.
Right? I mean, the
Well,
masks don't work anyways.
We thought that when we finally get to reopen, it's going to be a mask ball.
Of course, but it's not going to cover your eyes. It's going to cover your noses.
Right.
I said a great one would be doctors and nurses.
Yeah. I think we ought to wear a thong.
Right.
I think so too.
My only problem with the mask is I don't have a problem with people wearing them. I worked in a hospital. I was a project manager for the largest healthcare center in Arizona. And I had to go into areas where I had to wear masks. They taught me how to put the mask on, how to take it off. There are ways to putting it on and taking it off so you don't infect yourself. And everywhere we're going, I'm seeing them below their nose. I'm seeing them on their chin, around their neck. We had a lady on the walking track, literally, it was around her neck, and walked past us 5 times. And then on the 6th time, she put it up. And I'm like, that just didn't make no sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Or they reach up underneath the mask and rub their nose.
Exactly.
Right. I said, you don't realize how many times you touch your face in a day when you're not supposed to, until now when you're not supposed to.
And here we are on video, and I'm like, I got to touch my nose. Someone's going to put me on blast, so I'll do it right here on camera. But no.
I'll tell you what, though, I give you kudos because I would not want to be running a club right now with this whole new change. It's going to be definitely a whole new ball game for you, I think. At least to open back up.
We're taking a look at how we're going to reopen if we're going to have people answer the questions and basically sign a disclaimer and then do a forehead temperature thing and stuff like that. So we're still going to be watching that very carefully because we want to protect our people and we're going to advise them, saying, hey, if you're not comfortable, please don't come out.
I think that's a perfect answer.
Yeah, because you're not going to have just San Antonio people. You're going to have people driving in.
Right.
Because you always do.
Yeah. Oh, the emails haven't stopped. I mean, I've probably gotten 3 emails. It's like, we're going to come up from Corpus or we're going to be there, Memorial Day. Are you going to be open? It's like, we hope we're open. And it just all depends on what the governor says.
Yep.
Now, the governor's going to go on Monday night. And I say Monday night because it's right now we're on May 17th. Mm-hmm. And our goal is to have this out tomorrow morning so people can hear it before the governor goes on. If your best wishes, you don't know what the governor is going to say, what would you hope to open next weekend?
Yeah.
I mean, are you ready to open?
Hope. Yeah. Yeah, because we're ready to open. My wife went over and did the inventory. We serve food there as well, and so she did the inventory to find out what all we need to do. All of our workers are on standby, ready to go, and so the club is clean. Nobody's been there. We're not allowing anybody in the club, so it's there. And then when we were still open before. When this was COVID was starting to show up, and before we closed, I mean, we had a girl that was walking around sanitizing everything after everybody, and so we're doing that, changing the sheets after every time a room's been used. So there's a lot of differences.
Players Club has always been really good at that. You actually have a physical person. Yeah. And when someone leaves the area, they literally clean it, sanitize it. But they've been doing that long before the whole virus thing. It's on our video, and they can watch the video. I just watched a fast food chain that everyone knows. I don't want to mention it because I don't know the legalities on it. But they are going to open their dining room, and they're going to make sure after you leave, they're going to sanitize the area you sat in, and they're going to touchless food, and they're going to deliver it on a cart, and you take it off the cart, then they're going to sanitize the cart again, all this other stuff. And I looked at Bunny, I said, ours can't even empty the garbage can. What makes us think they're going to sanitize anything?
Yeah.
But that's the risk. But, I mean, all this is all in good faith. It's all great ideas, but making it an action that is upheld, I don't see it happening. I see a lot of good intentions, but no follow through. It'll be good follow through for the first couple weeks, and then it'll be, I'll let that go and worry about that. But your playrooms have always been that way, irregardless. So that to let people know there's absolutely no worries about your playrooms.
Well, we appreciate that. One of the things that my wife and I said when we were going to open up a club is that, we're in the lifestyle. And so we wanted a club that would be the kind of club that we would want to go and play at. And that's why we built that. And it was like, we built it not as a way to make money or something like that. Is we built it as a place to meet our friends.
Yeah.
Now, did you use this time? Go ahead, Bunny.
Oh, I would say that's the best way to do it. I was just going to say, I think once people start tiptoeing back out, and Texas is a lot different because it's a lot bigger and it's more open than if you're in a major city. But
Everything's
I think
bigger in Texas.
People start venturing back out. Once people start venturing back out and they realize, oh my God, I didn't get sick. I think we're going to go back to normal society.
Yeah.
Yes. That's my opinion. At least in our lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's just people's got to get past that fear.
Now, we watched the news, and the news, I know we talked about it earlier. The news was saying that if you're on the beach, it's kind of ironic. If you're on the beach, and I'm looking at pictures, and everyone's 20, 40, 50 feet apart. There wasn't that many people on the sand. They were all required to wear masks. And if they didn't, they could be fined. And we know that's constitutionally illegal, but that's up for them to challenge a legal challenge on that. But I was talking to my dad today, and he said all the beach parking is closed. Their beaches, the beaches are open, parking's closed, and they tell you not to park in front of people's houses.
Control.
That won't happen in Texas. I mean, the governor already came out and said that, you cannot be fined for not wearing a mask. He said it's a suggestion. And that's the way that we run things down here is that, do what you need to do for yourself and, take responsibility for your actions. The government's not there to do it for you. So if you feel like you need to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't, then don't.
And you know what? Being in Alabama, that's how Alabama's been throughout the whole COVID.
Right.
Even at Tom's doctor's appointment the other day, masks were not required inside the hospital.
We literally walked in, and she had mask in her purse, and I'm sorry if people want to slap me for it, but I got to see faces, and therefore I want people to see mine, and I'm keeping distance. We walk in, and we've been self-quarantined since March 8th. We don't have nothing. We haven't touched anything, touched anybody, talked to anybody. So I know I'm completely safe. We walk in there, and I kind of put my head down when every patient in the waiting room is wearing a mask. And I'm like, oh, damn. So I walk up to the counter. Not one person working in the doctor's office wore a mask. Now, my doctor wore a mask when he came in to see us, but I think he did that for our comfort.
Right.
Because when we saw him walking through the hallway, he was not wearing his mask.
And we straight out asked his nurses, have you had anybody come through here? And they're like, no, we haven't even heard of anybody.
Right.
So it's just where you go. And like I said, I think once people get comfortable once they get back out there and they realize, oh, now I can have fun again, they're going to be flocking back to your club.
Yeah. Well, y'all are in a rural area, and I'm in a rural area, and there's some counties in Texas. I mean, like you said, Texas is a lot of big open space. There's some counties in Texas that haven't had any COVID infections, and so why should they be shut down at all?
Right.
Right.
Now, a lot of clubs that we've talked to have been taking this time. Now, officially, it was 2 weeks you were supposed to be closed, and now you're going on 60 days.
Yeah.
A lot of them have been remodeling or doing painting or projects, but now you're in a conservative state, so they're a little more lax. But some of the clubs that we've talked to that are not in the conservative states have been told they can't even go into their own club and do remodel while they're not open. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? They weren't even allowed to have employees there working on one side of the building and on the opposite side of the building.
Yeah. Well, my family's been in Texas since it was Mexico, so it's like we don't take a lot of crap off a lot of people. So somebody tell me I can't go into my business, we're going to have an issue.
Exactly. Now we did talk about one of the requirements a lot of the non-conservative states are, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with either party, except for we tend to lean more. We're more constitutionalists. We're not left or right. We're what's right for the people.
Yeah, that's me too.
Yeah, and they are talking about you got to put your name and phone number, and God only knows your address, but they take a picture of you walking in the door to prove you have a mask on, and they want them to take your temperature. And then if somebody tests positive and they find out all the places they went, not just that one place, but all the places, then they contact and they demand that list of the customers. And I'm thinking, but they don't require it for voting. Now, I'm not getting political, but I thought that's kind of backwards, that it's okay to not have an ID for one thing, but now on this, you have to have an ID. But even on HIV, they have deemed it unconstitutional to disclose that you have HIV to anybody.
Right.
Well, I mean,
we would
throws all your HIPAA laws out the window.
Yeah, we wouldn't provide that kind of information to begin with. So, and nowhere in Texas is that even being discussed. So it's not. I think it's a moot point for us.
Now, a lot of people have been asking us that. They're like, "Well, I don't want to go to a club if they're going to require me." Even though one person said, "Well, they already got my ID." No. They gave you their ID. They didn't give the government their ID. And like I told them at our club, when you joined our club, they just told us what was required for a private membership club. They never, ever once told us how we had to maintain the records. Well, once you filled all that information out, I don't even know what happened to those records. They just magically disappeared. So if the government did come in and demand our records, we had nothing to give them because they never told us how we had to maintain them, like they do. Gun dealers have to maintain them a certain way. They didn't tell us that way. I don't know how it is in Texas. That was in California.
It's the same thing. I mean, there's nothing that's written that says you have to operate this way if you're a private club and this way and stuff like that. So, I've had a situation before where somebody asked me for the records and I said, we don't have anything.
So, and what I'm getting at is we did a survey on Twitter, and the survey came out 60% would not go to a club if they would turn over their information to the government, just because people in the lifestyle want to be discreet. And I want people to know at least Players Club is not going to hand over any information.
Well, you know what? You have three things on your side. One, you're in Texas.
Right.
Two, you've been in business for over 20 years. And three, you know the laws, and you're completely 100% legit. So you're completely safe.
Yes.
I mean,
sure. If anybody wants to ask me how the law works, I could bore you to death on how it works.
I feel.
That's an inside joke.
Believe me, I did my homework, and I did it for a reason. That's to protect our members, because without your members, you're not going to have a successful club.
No, it's the members that make the club.
Well, absolutely. and caring owners.
Right.
There's a difference in a club where you care about your club versus just opening and taking money.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people think.
I agree with that, and I appreciate you saying that, because we're always plowing money back in, remodeling and doing things like that. We had to stop our remodeling during this because it's like I had all the other bills that I had to keep paying. So the money we had set aside to make some new areas and do some remodeling, we had to reallocate for survival mode.
Yep, I get that.
Exactly. So, would you like to tell anybody about anything about Texas Players, why they should come visit? Because we're coming to an end of our podcast, and this is your shameless plug time to get it out there for the guest and let them know we did a video tour. Let's start there. We did a video tour with Tom of Texas Players a while back, and he was wearing this pizzazzy sparkly blue jacket. But if you go to TomandBunny.com, it's at the top of your screen if you're watching us. Go to clubs, and you can actually see how big this club is and how cool it is. They got VIP areas, they got play areas, they got a huge dance floor. The DJ booth takes up a whole entire wall, and the bar. And you also serve food, and you're adding food.
Yes.
So is this going to be permanent?
The big thing is we're going snobby. We're going to put in charcuterie trays.
Oh, no.
So, because I'm a big wine drinker, I wear my snazzy jacket, sit at the bar, drink my red wine, and now I'm going to have a charcuterie tray with Italian meats and cheeses on it.
Nice. But now before, you only served like pizza and popcorn, right? Now,
pizza and wings, things like that. We got a panini grill, a commercial panini grill today, and delivered today, and so we're going to do that. And one of the things that we were remodeling was we were going to put a little bit bigger area to put in some bar food type of things and stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Because me and Bunny are big firm believers. One thing that the owner of our club always taught us, if you want a successful club, you need 20 people in there before you even really open to make it look busy, for when people walk in, they've got a festive feeling about them. And 2, you gotta have food. If you don't have food, they're gonna leave and go home hungry. And
the other thing, Tom, that I would add to that is you need to be in the used car business and have a lot of used cars sitting out in the parking lot. So
that would work too.
Or
make yourself look huge.
Or you have to have a car show right before you open, right?
Yeah. I mean, when people come to San Antonio and they want to look for the club to visit and stuff, we're the only game in town. So you're going to have to. Yeah. I mean, there's other clubs that have opened, but we tend to, we enforce a dress code, and we don't put up with nonsense and things like that. And so we shoot for a little bit higher caliber type of club environment, things like that. I mean, literally, when you walk in, I'm going to be wearing a jacket, and it's really neat because a lot of people are like, "That's fun, Tom. Where can I get one of those?"
Exactly.
And they'll go get those. And so, but when there was another club in town, and I've seen this happen with clubs around the corner in Houston too, is that people will start and they'll drive to one club and they'll count the cars in the parking lot, and then they'll go to the other club and they'll count the cars there and decide which club they're going to go to based on how many cars are in it. And I've told people that I said, well, if you just park at one, pretty soon that one's going to be filled up. But it's like everybody's driving in a circle.
I always tell people, if you're going for numbers, it's a numbers game. It is. But you also want quality too. You always, you don't see on the websites people say, we'll pick anybody. You see, we're quality over quantity. And we always get people that would call us and say, how many people are there? Come in and find out. They would come to our door and ask us, how many people are in there? Pay to come in, and you can go and count them.
Yeah.
And eventually there'll be one of the additional numbers we're going to be adding up.
Yeah. Your couples are so diverse, and they're all so ultra friendly. I really enjoy going there because I know when we go there, we're not going to sit in a corner.
And we invite people. Because we don't.
Well, one of the things that we like to do is that like I think I said earlier is that we built the club because it was the kind of place that we would want to go to, and so we've been to clubs where it's like we felt like an outsider when you go in there. So we have host couples, and we'll show you around the club, and we'll introduce you to people, and it's like I tell people, and we hold newbie the first Friday of the month. We hold a newbie night, and so we come in and we'll sit down, and either I or somebody else with an experience will sit there and talk about what it is in the swinging lifestyle. What are the rules here? Ask before touching. Things like that, and that makes a lot of difference for people. It sort of cuts the tension in the air. Because I remember the first time that my wife and we went to a club, we sat in the car, in the parking lot for a good hour before we built.
That was me. Bunny was ready to go in. I'm the one that sat there, but we were 30 years old. I'm watching nothing but 60-year-olds walking into the club, and now we ended up running this club. But I'm watching all these older couples that were twice our age, and I was really not feeling it. And Bunny says, let's go in. What's the worst that can happen? We leave. We go home. And I'm like, all right, you got a point there. We ended up having such a great time because I had my blinders on in the car. But when I went in, I took my blinders off. I opened myself up to talking to people and actually having a great time. And that was 20 years ago, 22 years ago.
Yes.
So.
Well, I don't think Bunny's ever been shy.
No, not at all. We have a rule. We have to get at least 3 couples' names.
Yep. We have to meet at least 3 couples. before we leave for the night. If we don't meet 3 new couples, doesn't mean we have to play with them, but the odds are if we can meet 3 couples, chances are we're going to have a connection with at least 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, that's what we tell people.
And then when you go back in the next time, and if they're there, then you
still meet 3 new couples before you start venturing to your comfort zone. Because we're a big advocate of not clicking up. And a lot of people will go to a club, they go to the same people, and pretty soon people avoid those groups because they feel unwelcome. And that's why we never sit down. You notice that when we go to your club, we really never sit down because we can't meet people if we're not sitting. Or if we're sitting, we're not meeting people.
Yeah. Well, I sit down because I'm an old man.
Well, you sit down because you're there every night you're open.
And they're going to find you regardless. They're not going to come find Tom and Bunny.
Yeah, but what's funny is that, when we all get together and stuff, and we've been in this so long, and we have met people, and it's like we have friends in common. We can go down to New Orleans, and it's like we can run into people that that we haven't seen in years, but we know them, or we know somebody that knows them.
Yep.
And I was up at a club in New York City one time. And ran into somebody that says like, "Oh, you're from San Antonio. Do you know so-and-so?" I said, "Oh yeah, they're our best friends."
Right.
So,
I always tell everybody.
it's a small little world.
That's what I tell everybody. The lifestyle community itself is now quite big, but it's also very small.
It is very small. And like I always tell people, never be rude to anybody, because the person you're rude to, the couple you may be interested in, may be that couple's best friend, and you just ruined all street credit of getting with that couple.
Well, you know what? It's funny because I'm going to do a little shameless plug for myself too with my helmet pigtails.
Oh.
Because I make the helmet pigtails and I sell them online.
Here, I'm going to put it on the screen for you, Tom.
I do. I sell them worldwide. Well,
there you go.
the first time we met you and was in Puerto Vallarta, and I was talking to and I told her what she did, and she said, "My best friend orders from you."
And she wants to know why she hasn't gotten them. Bunny, it's like, because I'm here in Puerto Vallarta with you.
So it's a small world.
Very small
just
world.
Never know.
Yeah.
But we do wish you all the best. Nothing but success. We can't wait till you're open, and we can't wait to come back out there again. We don't even know when we're going to go back to work.
Well, you need to just bring your motorcycle down here, and we'll take you riding in the hill country again.
Absolutely. That was a blast that day.
That was.
Where do we go? Lubeck? What is it?
Lukenbach,
the song. Everyone knows the song. I didn't know the song. I still don't know the song.
With Waylon and Willie and his friends.
Yeah. The boys.
But that was a great ride that day. There was about, 5 of us, 5 bikes, and we just went all over the back
and
roads.
we have to come back down so we can go on a weekend to see Bubba's big deck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, near the river.
On the river,
Yeah.
Because it was closed at that time.
Yep.
Yeah, they just reopened the river the other day.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
You got to wear a mask?
No.
It's Texas.
It's Texas.
You don't
have to do nothing in Texas.
They've had enough masked people running around in Texas. They don't want any more.
I love how all the people are acting like criminals. What one person's like, they told us before we can't go into banks wear a mask. Now they tell us we can go into banks wear a mask. One of our friends actually wore a duster, a cowboy hat, and the bandana as a mask, and they went shopping.
I'm having a problem with my phone recognizing me.
Are you? Because of your beard?
It's supposed to recognize your face.
Right.
We got a little facial hair on there.
We went and got haircuts.
Yeah, this is my Corona beard. Yeah,
your Corona beard, and you're supposed to shave it off. Don't you?
Well, I'll shave it off when we open the club.
I actually think it looks good on you. I wouldn't shave it. Go for a while. Let your audience at your club do a contest. Keep the beard or shave it.
It's the woman I live with and love very much. That she's the only one that has that.
But wait. Is she the one you're playing with? You got earphones on, so she can't hear us, right? So I guess it's the one you're playing with that really kind of ranks. But yeah, you got to live with her. And,
I don't. No, I want to.
And I know, and I know she's armed, so I wouldn't go to sleep at night.
And she knows how to use it.
She knows how to use it. He'll wake up with a gun to his head and a razor to his face.
Yeah, that's right.
You're shaving this off.
Yeah. Instead of a shotgun wedding, it's a shotgun shaving.
Shaving, exactly. Well, I'm going to ask you something. It's just for no other reason. I'm on a mask thing. With all the masks, I honestly, and I know I shouldn't say it because we're politically incorrect. I don't really think the masks work because the way they're wearing them, and cloth masks just aren't going to work irregardless. And they're telling people how to make masks out of socks. Yeah. When you open, I'm curiosity. How many people? Just number. I don't know. I don't care who it is. I just want to know, did 20 people out of 100 come in wearing masks, or 50-50, or nobody? I'm just kind of curious on how people are going to approach a lifestyle club that's so socially interactive, but yet have a barrier. So I'm kind of curious on that.
Yeah, because, I mean, the purpose of a mask is like when doctors wear a mask and things like that is to prevent them from infecting you.
Right.
And so it's to hold that in. And so if you have to wear a mask to go out, it's typically to protect other people.
Correct.
And so, we're going to reiterate to people that it's like, if you have any concern about your health, please do not come out.
That's what I'm saying. I would advise, but a lot of clubs aren't going to advise that. I think a lot of clubs are going to go for the money and say, come on out. And I think your way is the best way, because you're going to actually last longer in business, making sure that you are honest with them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't want to have to apologize to anybody.
No, not at all.
And you should never, ever. Well, we always had a rule at our club, and it's different though. If you have to apologize, you shouldn't be there.
Right.
And that was our rule. Number one rule. That was even before touching, before asking, or asking before touching. If you have to just remember right now, if you have to apologize for your actions, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah. But you know what? Everybody is so now open to everything. We just went and visited our kids and our grandkids, and Tom's getting ready to have surgery now in 10 days.
They're going to make me do the COVID test before surgery. So I'm kind of curious if I even had it before or at all. I don't know.
Yeah, but we had found out the day before we were going to leave that's when surgery was scheduled for, and we were going to back out.
And just stay at home.
But, our kids were so receptive to it, and we told him he can't even get the common cold right now. So
because they'll cancel surgery.
I mean, everybody stayed their distance. I mean, he played with the kids and the babies and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you just tell people, and they're going to respect it.
And they've been very protective over their kids and everything. So we felt comfortable, and we went to lunch with some friends, and we went to a restaurant that just opened. We were the first people there, and we were the table furthest away from everyone, and I was upwind from everybody. So the wind was to my back, blowing everything away from me. And I felt comfortable there.
But like you said before, it's going to be, you're definitely going to have to ask before you can hug somebody. But I think everybody's going to respect everybody's own ethics and their beliefs.
Yep. So, TexasPlayers.com in San Antonio, Texas, been around since 1999.
Yeah.
That's off the top of my head. I didn't write this shit down.
We have our little logo. It says Players Club, embrace the lifestyle.
Well, she doesn't have embrace the lifestyle, but I'll embrace the boobies.
I have to bring it up, though.
Yeah, there you go.
You said, though, making thongs as masks.
Let me see if I can make it bigger. Hold on. There you go. Can you see that better? Yeah, that's full screen.
Yeah.
Like you said, though, about wearing thongs as masks, you just put your logo on upside down. That way, when you put it over.
Yeah.
Right.
Free mask.
All right, Tom, we definitely want to thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
It was great seeing you guys. It really has been.
And definitely good luck on reopening and
not good luck, much success.
Much success
when you do reopen, because you're going to need that money to pay all the bills and everything.
Get that party going again.
And we do want to do a follow-up with you after it's all said and done. We'll give it a couple months. Just let everything flow, and then we'll do a follow-up to find out how people are adjusting to the new world as they're predicting it to be.
Great, yeah, because it's like it's all going to be new territory for all of us.
Oh yeah,
absolutely,
100%.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sign this off here. You can hang around for a second, but I'm gonna switch screens. I'm gonna do my exit, and we want to thank all of our listeners for listening. And we definitely invite you to come back and join us. Go to our YouTube, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, at TomandBunny. It's going to say it right here in the exit, just like usual. But if you want to see this video, if you're listening to us on podcast, go to TomandBunny.com or YouTube.com/TomandBunny. Hey everyone, thank you for listening to our podcast, and be sure to check out our videos and other podcasts on our website, TomandBunny.com. Also, start meeting couples and singles today. We have several affiliate links to popular matchmaking websites on our website, and you get free time. So definitely check out our website and click those links and join those websites today.
Hi, this is Tom from the Players Club in beautiful San Antonio, Texas. Players has been the premier location for swingers to get together in Central Texas since 1999. Unfortunately, like all the other clubs across the country, we've had to shut down temporarily, but that hasn't stopped the parties. We're hosting weekly online virtual swingers parties on our own private website. So come on down. Check us out online at www.texasplayers.com, where you can join our newsletter, check out our calendar of events, and we hope to see you soon at the Players Club when we reopen in San Antonio.